Today's story is about the rich man and Lazarus, the story told by Jesus. There was a certain rich man who was clothed in purple and fine linen and fared sumptuously every day. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus. From the very beginning, Jesus draws a sharp contrast between two lives, one filled with luxury, the other marked by suffering. The rich man lived in constant comfort. Every day was a celebration. His clothing represented status, his table overflowed with food, and his home was filled with everything wealth could buy. People admired him, envied him, and likely assumed he was blessed beyond measure. But just outside his gate sat a man named Lazarus. Lazarus was not just poor, he was broken, sick, and helpless. His body was covered with sores. He had no wealth, no protection, and no one to defend him. Every day he was placed at the gate of the rich man, close enough to see abundance, yet far enough to remain in suffering. He longed for scraps from the rich man's table, not even a meal, just leftovers. But even that small mercy never came. Instead, stray dogs came and licked his sores, adding pain to his already miserable condition. He was forgotten by society, ignored by the wealthy, and left in total helplessness. Day after day, this scene repeated itself. Two lives, side by side, yet worlds apart. One lived in luxury without noticing the suffering at his doorstep. The other suffered in silence, hoping for even the smallest kindness. But then, everything changed. One day, Lazarus died. And soon after, the rich man also died. No warning, no escape, no negotiation. Death came for both of them, just as it comes for every human being. And in that moment, everything they thought mattered in life suddenly didn't. The rich man's wealth stayed behind. His clothes, his house, his food, his status, all gone. Lazarus also left everything behind, but for him, something unexpected happened. He was carried away by angels to a place of comfort, peace, and rest. Meanwhile, the rich man found himself in torment. For the first time, he could see reality clearly. He looked up and saw Lazarus far away, no longer suffering, now resting in comfort. And he cried out in desperation, asking for even a drop of water to cool his tongue, because he was in great agony. But a great separation stood between them, one that could not be crossed from one side to the other. Then Abraham spoke to him, reminding him of how life once was, how the rich man received good things in life while Lazarus suffered. Now the roles had been reversed. And then came the most terrifying truth. A great gulf had been fixed between them so that no one could pass from one side to the other, no matter how much they desired it. The rich man, still desperate, begged again. He asked that Lazarus be sent to warn his brothers still living on earth so they wouldn't end up in the same place of torment. But the answer was clear. They already had guidance. They already had truth. If they would not listen to it, they wouldn't be convinced even by someone rising from the dead. This is not just a story about two men. It is a revelation about eternity. Jesus is showing that death doesn't end existence, it changes location. Life on earth is temporary, but eternity is permanent. And what we do in this life determines what we experience in the next. The rich man's mistake was not simply having wealth. His mistake was living as though this life was all that mattered, ignoring what truly matters forever. Lazarus, on the other hand, had nothing in this world, but something far greater awaited him beyond it. This story forces every listener to ask a serious question. Not, how successful am I in this life, but am I prepared for eternity? Because one day, Just like the rich man and Lazarus, every person will step into that reality. And in that moment, nothing in this world will matter more than what we chose to believe and how we chose to live.